Great. How about you?
Very well, excited for the session.
Okay, that's awesome. So, are your kids back from school?
Yes, yes, they are. But today, there are some guests who are at home, so my kids are busy with them. So they are playing and
Okay,
chatting. Yeah.
that's great. That's great. And, it's so important to have these people around your kids. And it's very strange that you don't realize it when you are alone, like when you don't have children. So even if you meet your relatives after 6 months, 1 year, you don't feel the pinch. But when you have kids, suddenly there is this understanding that
Mm-hmm.
it's very important for your kids to know your extended family, not just mom, dad, both sides, grandparents. That's not enough
Hmm.
because unfortunately we seem to have scattered all over the country now and also all over the world. So then the occasions for meeting your family members, earlier it used to be like at the drop of a hat, somebody getting married, everybody getting together and enjoying. So things were way simpler and easier, but now they have become difficult to achieve. So then you realize, okay, you need to take an extra effort to make sure that the presence of this extended family is felt to your by your kid.
Mm-hmm. Great, great. Yeah, actually, and I think that they recognize people, the guests, because again, now everyone is busy in their life, so it's not very often that they come to our place or we go to their place. So it's rare, like once in 4 months, or twice in 6 months. This is the schedule. But whenever they are at home, then my kids know them. They know the faces. They know their names. So they want to play with them. So I really think that yeah, it's really valuable and it's necessary too.
Right. I think it's just an added advantage that if they enjoy with these guests,
Hmm.
because anyway, it's important. You've got to be a part of the family, but if you just enjoy, then nothing like it. Right.
True.
Okay. So, Monica, today the topic that has been given to us is exploring childhood. You know,
Okay.
so to begin with, let me know what kind of a child were you? Were you a very naughty child, or comparatively quieter one, or a complete headache to the parents? What kind of a child were you?
I was a quiet one. So if I have memories, I was very deep. I remember. I told you that I had that writer instinct, maybe right from the beginning. So I was very deep and thoughtful, and
Okay.
I knew that I can think. Like I'm very thoughtful, but yes, I was not very loud and mischievous or naughty. I was very silent, quiet, obedient. So if my
Okay.
parents have asked me to do something, I will maintain that order and do it according to whatever has been asked. So that kind of child I was. Yeah.
Okay, okay. So you know what I have experienced uh, as a parent also, and when I was a kid also. So generally, the kids who are not as loud or the kids who are not as extroverts as the others around them, they get bullied
Okay.
when they do not become a part of a prank or something in which the entire class or most of the class is involved and they choose to take a back seat. People do not take it kindly. They did not take it kindly then, they don't take it even now. And I think some in some ways matters have got worse now. So, did you ever experience that kind of unwanted solitude? So, like you want solitude and you're getting it, then there's nothing like it, right? But sometimes we do want to be apart, but we are not accepted because we don't think like others and we don't want to do the things that others are doing because we probably a step higher, a notch deeper, whatever it is. But we are not able to click with most of the students. So, did that ever happen with you?
Yeah, I remember clearly when I was a child, it was difficult for me to come out of my cocoon. I liked to remain in my shell.
Oh,
And anytime I I got uncomfortable because my best friend was absent in class and because she got busy with other her friends, her other friends, I
right.
became uncomfortable and I felt the presence of my best friend, and it was hard for me to get mingled with other people. So it was not very quick for me to get busy with classmates who were available at my disposal. So it was definitely very difficult for me. And as far as bullies are concerned, I really feel that since my childhood I have been a very strong person, even though I like to stay quiet or I loved solitude. But it wasn't like I was not strong enough to say no to things. I had taught myself that yes, there were times when I felt like I am being too much submissive, more
Okay.
than which is required. So I had that
Phase.
experience with my own self. So I learned it, because sometimes you, just to become nice, you become overly submissive, and people start taking advantage of this thing.
Very
And
true.
maybe they are also not aware that they are taking advantage. Maybe the situation just becomes like that, and you can't help it. You can't help the situation, and the other person can't help the situation. But definitely, I have taught myself s- how to say no and learn to say no, because then again it's important. You have to you have to respect your solitude, and you have to also let the people know, set this kind of vibration, that they should know that okay, this is her boundary and they can't cross it, so they
Very.
can't encroach on it.
In continuity to what you were saying, to say a no, to put your foot down, to draw a line, and a clear one at that. I think when you said that, just for the sake of keeping the other person happy or being nice, we become submissive. We just accommodate more than we can actually afford to.
Right.
And the earlier we realize it, the better it is for us.
Hmm.
Unfortunately, I can say that in my case, this happened much later in life.
Hmm.
You know, and I think at that we were naive.
Hmm.
It took some time to understand that this kind of a behavior is sometimes in the boundary of a sycophant, when people are only talking nicely to you or saying good things about you when they're looking for favors,
Hmm.
right?
Yeah.
But otherwise they wouldn't give you two hoots.
Hmm.
So
Right.
realizing that is also very important, and that is the difference.
Hmm.
When you say that you realized it in your school days, teenage
Yes.
probably,
Hmm.
and I realized it probably in my 20s, early 20s. So what the conclusion that I was drawing was that when you are deeper, when you know your insides very well, you are able to make those boundaries very clear.
True. I really believe in that. And in my case, it wasn't like that. I shifted from being submissive to being neutralized entirely in just one episode. It wasn't the case.
It
It
wasn't a
took me
switch.
it
Hmm.
wasn't a switch. It wasn't that quick triggering point. I
Right.
took a I It took me a lot of time.
Hmm.
I actually took time to analyze myself, that why is this happening to me and why I'm feeling hurt at this behavior of others, because I was being submissive and I was expected to do certain things, but I was not willing to do them. And because I analyzed and I kept looking inside, it gave me this insight that no, this is not fine and I have to change it. And that's what I did. And I remember clearly, there was this friend, she was very good friend of mine, and her name, I won't name her, but I was in good terms with her. But then she was very bubbly, very extrovert in nature, and I really respect her, and so does she respected me, so did she, should I say
Right.
this
So
way?
did she
So
respect?
did she, yeah. So, but the thing was, all the time she used to force decisions on me, and I want like them. But at the same time, I would not have that courage to tell her that this is not I want, please excuse me, I want my space. And it was not her mistake, it was my mistake, that I was letting her do that. I had not set boundaries, and it had made me feel hurt for a very long time. The reason was very small, it was not a big deal. But later, I learned a lesson from that episode, that not not more than that. Now I not enough.
Right.
So yeah, after that I became super cautious about it.
Right. And the only point when it really starts bothering you is that when it affects you to such an extreme that well after the time the entire episode is over, you have spoken about it and you have thought about it, and then it keeps coming back in episodes.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like, okay, I have sorted out this feeling, now I'm settled, now it is out of the system, doesn't matter. It keeps coming back in episodes and it doesn't have a pattern. It
Mm-hmm.
can
Right.
pop up anytime.
Hmm.
That is when you realized, okay, this has done me more harm than I was actually giving it credit for.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Right? So, and a lot of such things are there.
Hmm.
When we feel that, okay, now I have dealt with this is out of the picture, I'm never going to talk about this, and then you realize, no, it's not at all.
Hmm.
So you need to give it. And unfortunately, the generation we come from, our parents had, I can't really blame them, because that is how they knew, that is how much they knew. So they did the best they could, right? So shoving things under the rug half of
Hmm.
the time used to be the defense mechanism.
Okay.
Right.
Hmm.
So when there is any such conversation which is not comfortable, or they know, okay, here probably we might have to, tell something which will make us look a little smaller or little uninformed. So they used to just, oh, forget about the topic, shove it
Hmm.
under the rug. That kind of an attitude, or was followed. So what happened because of that was we grew up with it.
Mm-hmm.
And
True.
every time something like this happened, we just started pushing it in a corner of the mind that never come back again. But
Hmm.
that is not how things work. You need to think them through, you need to sort them out, they need to be organized, nicely packed in a box, and then put out
Mm-hmm.
of the
True.
system.
Yeah, that's so true. Yeah. In fact, like if I talk about my own life, so I think I have spent many years to resolve these inner issues. So I had dealt with many problems. Like this is one of the tiny issues, but like when I was growing up, I talk about this through my videos a lot, that I have suffered through self-esteem issues and self-confidence related issues. And when I was growing up, nobody knew. My parents never recognized this issue, that I was going through some problems. And maybe I had never let them know, or even I was not even aware of my problems. And
Yeah.
I think when and at a point these problems became so big in my life that I kept everything aside. I pushed everything aside and tried to sort them out, and that's how I actually worked upon them and solved them. And I was very considerate about them. Okay, this is what I am going through and I need to solve this. And I became so conscious about them that I deliberately would talk to people, would throw
Mhm.
myself in situations which were super uncomfortable
Mhm.
to myself. Like there were times when I hated on being stage and talking to people through stage, but then I did it. I chose to do it just because I wanted to experience that fear to that large extent, that I just have to get out of it. So yeah, I think there are so many layers which we live our life into, but then we don't really take them serious enough. But we have to pay attention to these tiny things. They might look very tiny on superficial level, but then they can change your entire life.
They can make
Something, yeah, really. So
very
I
true.
really feel like something, like because of these tiny blockages,
Mhm.
you might stop yourself from getting something, from getting achieved something really big.
Right. And
Mm.
not just achieving something big, but we realize it later on in life that socializing is very different from making and maintaining relationships.
Mhm.
Right? You socialize every now and then. And when you socialize, you wear a mask,
Mhm.
precisely. But when you make relationships, those are the ones which actually make or break you as a person,
True.
right? Because no man is an island.
Mm.
So even if you think that I'm self-sufficient and I can bounce back, whatever happens, all resilience and all of that, yes, probably that's very true. But there definitely will be one point in life when you will realize, okay, I probably do need, if not many, at least a couple of people who will always have my back,
Mm.
right?
True.
You realize it later on in life, because
Hmm.
before that you're too busy achieving everything that you thought of,
Hmm.
right?
Yeah.
So I want to know, Monica, do you have siblings?
Yes, I have.
Okay.
Mhm.
How was your bond with your siblings? As of course now the bond becomes much deeper and redder, and it's like thick as thieves because you are there.
Yeah.
And one
No,
more.
my bond with them was very lovely, but I think I was that kind of person. just by nature. It wasn't like it was circumstantial, or it was situational, or something, or some relationship triggered me to that state. I think I was born with that complex. Like, even today I have to push myself a little harder to have, get engaged with conversations with people. So I think it was innate, and I have to work on it every day. Like, it's a everyday battle for me. I won't say now it's a battle, but again, I don't feel very comfortable when I have to talk to people, or especially if I find that the people is superior in some way than me to me. What should we say? To, or the than?
Superior to us.
Okay, superior to me. Yeah. So then this feeling is there. Maybe this is a commonplace thing. It happens with everyone. Maybe, I don't know, but yeah, I have felt it, and I do share these problems, or the solutions that I've come across with people, so that they can also learn from my experiences. Mhm.
Very true. So, what I wanted to ask when it comes to sibling was that how important a part of your childhood, or how you felt, not like responsible, if
Mhm.
you felt that you are misunderstood or you are not as known as you would want people to know you, so not responsible for it, but how much of a part, you said you did not share it with your parents, and
Mhm.
probably you did not realize it, and when you did, you thought a lot before discussing it with anyone. So how much a part of this knowledge and a part of this self discovery, or this introspection, self introspection, were your siblings?
I think I was the one. I was myself who did it. Like, I analyzed myself, and I got to know, because when my schooling was done, then I was with my own self. I decided to come out of my, my what we say, my hometown, and I decided to come to another city. Started working there. So that time my siblings were not with me. Oh my God, I'm feeling really nervous. Sometimes it's very overwhelming to talk about the things that you have.
Full
Got.
of that, you know, I need to take a break here, and not,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
so you need to know that. Go ahead.
Yeah. So anyway, I was just saying that, when I was growing up, and then I was also figuring out what things I need to pursue and what career options I need to look forward to. That time I decided to come out of my hometown and started living my life by my own. And my siblings were not there. But yes, I had shared a lot of things with my sister. So all the ups and downs of my life, I had opened my heart in front of her, and she was there with me. But yes, I had discovered every setback on my own, that this is what I have been dealing with since my childhood, and this is what I need to work upon. And the experiments I discovered by myself. So yes, maybe through some books, or maybe some motivational speeches, or here and there, but I was the one who was doing that discovery, and I was experimenting that all to my life, and here I am.
Absolutely. And one added advantage of this kind of self knowledge, self awareness, is that you will definitely be a better parent. So,
True.
saying again that it's not like they were lacking in any department. They were doing their best as per the knowledge given to them, as per the circumstances in which they grew up as kids. So, whatever they were taught, they were able to give it to us, and whatever life taught them, they were able to give us, right?
Mhm.
But because of these experiences, we know how much. It means for a child to have a parent to, sometimes the child will not come and say things on their own. You really
Mhm.
need to maybe not push them, but yes, strike some conversations so that they understand it is okay.
Mm-hmm. True. And you know what? It's not just being a good parent, and like, you don't want your children to go through the same when you have experienced it all. That's one thing. But as a person, I feel a huge responsibility to help others with the lessons that I have learned in my life. So, like, I told you that I'm a YouTuber, and I had another YouTube channel too, and I was very open throughout my journey there and on this channel too, that this is what I've experienced, and this is how I helped myself. And I can't tell you the comments I received on these videos, because no one maybe people don't know how to channelize their emotions, how to share these feelings out, how to find solutions. But then I would always find comments that, okay, I have gone through the same thing, I am feeling depressed, I have no one to share things with. This is the battle with my career. So I think I am very open to share my journey with people who are ready to listen. So being a person, like as a individual, I feel a huge responsibility to share things with people.
Very true. Very true.
Mhm.
All right. So, Monica, I just realized we have my timer started. So now we'll just have a quick feedback before we end the session. All right. Most
Yeah.
of them are just better words, phrases, expressions. All right. So first, I'll tell you about the couple of places where grammatically we need to work. Okay. So
Mhm.
when you said as a individual, it was a simple
Mhm.
article thing. The people is superior to, the person is superior to, right? That all will be the other way around, all that.
Okay. All
Okay.
right. Mhm.
You can say that is all, fine,
Mhm.
but that in itself is a sentence, that is
Mhm.
all. Okay.
Mhm.
Right. um, I think that's it when it
Okay.
comes to, right. And the pronunciation of engage and advantage. Okay, so engage went engage.
Engage.
So engage is incorrect.
Engage.
Correct.
Engage. Okay.
It will not be advantage, it will be advantage.
Advantage. Advantage. Okay. Okay. Advantage.
And
Mhm.
the others are only words. For example, this is the schedule, of when you meet your family members or extended family. So this is the frequency, because you said once in 3 months or twice in 6 months, like that. So this is the frequency at which
Mhm.
we meet each
Okay.
other. Profound was when you said that I had a lot of depth and I thought a lot and I had that writer's spirit. So a profound spirit, something that is thought in well depth. Okay.
Mhm.
uh,
Okay. So can I use profound when I have to say a lot of work? There is a lot of work to do. So is
no, profound is depth.
depth. Okay.
Yes.
So in general, I think sometimes what would be the best replacement for a lot? Like I use a lot in my conversation, a lot many times. Like I
That's why,
say, a lot
like,
of energy, um, a lot of work. I use a lot many times. So what would be the replacement for it if
you
I
can
want
say
to
ample.
ample?
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes you can say more than enough.
More
Sometimes
than.
if there are multiple, you can say plethora.
Hmm. Okay.
Okay. Or simple ones like many will also do.
Mm-hmm.
Because if it comes to just putting the newer versions or different versions, we can take both difficult and the easy ones,
Okay.
make a
Mm-hmm.
combination of them.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah.
Okay. Don't say get mingled, because it'll be a double verb. Okay.
Okay.
So never got mingled is incorrect. I never mingled.
Oh, I can't combine it with get.
You shouldn't. You don't
Okay.
need to, because mingling is an action in itself. So why do you need another verb?
Okay.
That way.
I'm
Become
okay.
double verb.
Right.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
These are just a few words. For example, gullible, when you said that, you got carried away very easily, or when someone had to make you do something, to say no, to draw boundaries. So you were not very confident about. So you were very gullible. You could be persuaded or dissuaded very easily.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Effervescent, your friend was very chirpy, bubbly. So a different word, effervescent. Um, I couldn't stand up to her, where you were trying to say that I couldn't put my foot down and tell her that this is not the behavior that is acceptable to me. So to resist somebody who is trying to do harm or is trying to cross your boundaries, then you need to stand up to that person.
Okay. So I didn't get that. Can you please repeat?
Stand up to that person. So I could not stand up to my
Up to
friend
that. Okay. I could not stand up to that person. Okay.
person. Right.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And yes, that's it.
All
All right.
right. Okay. Mm-hmm. Thank
All
you
right.
so much.
So with
Mhm.
that, we'll end this session. Thank you so much for joining, and it was a great session. Hope to see you around soon.
Thank you so much. Likewise, ma'am. I am learning a lot from you, and I'm
Thank
grateful to you for that.
All right, Monica. Have a great evening ahead. Bye bye.
Bye bye. Same